Today I'll talk about VPN or virtual private network. So some of the points we need to discuss to know about VPN. Let's see those points. Actually, VPN means virtual private network. Now, why do we use VPN? Actually, blocked websites can be accessed by using VPN. Even hackers can also use VPN for hacking purpose. Now the thing is, blocked website. What are those? Sometimes what happens, uh, the organization where employees are working, uh, it may happen that some of the websites may be restricted for the use of the employees. Therefore, those websites can be blocked using router settings of that organization. Even due to government reason, in some areas of the country or even in the entire country, some websites may be blocked. So users will not be able to access those websites. So using VPN, those websites can be accessed. VPN service are available by paying some amount, but some free VPN services are also available. Using VPN to access any website contents, it takes little bit longer time than the accessing a website without using VPN. Actually, why it is like that? Let's try to understand. Normally what happens, a client machine when sends any request for accessing any website content, then the request will be forwarded to the server of ISP. ISP means Internet Service Provider, like BSNL, Jio, Vodafone, Airtel, the companies which provide internet connection to us. So the client machine's request will be forwarded to ISP server. Then further, the ISP server will forward the request to the actual server, and the client will get the access of that website. So this way it works. But in case of VPN, what happens, as the websites are blocked and client is trying to accessing those websites using VPN, so the client request will be forwarded to the ISP's web server for accessing the VPN server, not for accessing that website which is blocked by the ISP. So ISP will think that client wants to get connected to the VPN server, so it will forward the request and client will be connected to the VPN server. Now onwards, whatever the communication will be there between client and the VPN server, that will be fully encrypted. So ISP server will not be able to understand that what client is doing actually. Anyways, client's request will be forwarded to the ISP, then from ISP to VPN server, then from VPN server to actual server, then in the reverse order, from actual server to VPN server, then from VPN server to ISP server, and then from ISP server to client machine. This way client will get the access. As it is taking some long distance to cover, therefore it takes some extra time. Now actually what happens, the communication between a client machine and the VPN server, as I mentioned, is fully encrypted. So ISP server cannot understand what is going on between the client machine and the VPN server, and the client machine can easily access those websites which are normally blocked by any reason, like government order or by any organization itself. The information related to the access of any website is kept by the VPN server and ISP server only get the information of accessing the VPN server. So when user is using any blocked site, that doesn't mean that nobody is keeping that information. Normally what happens when a client machine tries to get connection to a website, it sends a request to the ISP server. So ISP server maintains the records of the websites whatever the client is accessing. But in case of VPN, what happens, client may think that nobody is keeping any information related to the accessing the websites which are blocked. But VPN server is also getting a connection from any ISP. So that ISP will keep the record of all those informations of accessing the block sites. Therefore, when hackers use VPN service to hack something, then they use multiple VPNs and onion routing for hacking purpose.